Hi everyone, it's Corey Tafoya, District 75 Superintendent. You have luckily found another episode of Learn Mundelein, our video podcast where we talk to the VIPs and the movers and shakers in District 75. And I'm here with Dr. Lilli Melamed, who is our principal here at Washington. Lilli, is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
Whoa! All right, how exciting. This is, are you really excited? I can tell.
Super excited.
Right.
I love this.
Whenever we say we're going to do this, people are like, oh, God. And then after a while, you just kind of forget you're on this. So
like that camera over there is
there's no
not ominous.
No, not at all. But although the leaves are turning here, what a beautiful tree you get to look at here outside Washington. But it's not quite the start of the year, so I wish I would have done this a lot earlier, but you are new to District 75, and I think this is a great opportunity for everyone to get to meet you and find out a little bit more about Washington School, all the ideas you have, and a little bit more about you as a person. So thanks for being with me. I know you're like, Corey, you owe me big time for this, so I will bring you a hot chocolate coffee of your choice at some point.
That sounds good. I'll remind you.
Okay, yes, okay. Please do.
Don't worry.
But to maybe get started, let's go back to in the time machine a little bit and say a little bit about why you're here, Washington specifically, and then we can learn more about you. But there was probably a posting for this job that you saw, or maybe someone kind of tapped you on the shoulder, but you had to make a conscious decision. This isn't the draft where you're you're
nice.
conscripted to be here.
Yeah.
You opted to be here. So when you heard about Mundelein, you heard about District 75, how did that even come onto your radar? Like, yeah, because you were a principal already.
I was a principal,
yeah.
And I was a principal out in Highland Park, which is about like 45 minutes away. And right now I live in Wakanda. My kids are in 2nd grade, 5th grade, and 8th grade, and they all go to Fremont.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those points in time where I was looking to get a little closer to home,
yeah,
and to also be more present in the community in which I live. And a friend did reach out to me and said, hey, there's this Mundelein posting, would you be interested? And I was super interested. This is a great community. It's a community in which I grew up and I've watched grow and change over the years. And so I applied, had a great interview, loved meeting the team. Everybody was really wonderful. We actually did my final interview in that little conference room over there, and the teacher team was wonderful, and it was very exciting. Washington's in a great place to grow and to be one of the top schools. Yeah. And so it was an exciting opportunity.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you have a moment in the interview process? Because you and I are kind of always going to be tied together because we are going to come to Mundelein the same year.
Yep.
So, but did you have a moment where you just realized, wow, these are people I can really see a future with? Like, we have similar ideas about how to do this and a commitment level. Did you have a moment where you're like, I think I can really sync up with these people? Because people always forget about the interview being kind of a two-way thing. You could have said,
yes,
no thanks, I'm good. But you must have realized, hey, I can connect with these people. Is there something that kind of stood out to you? Because you knew Mundelein. It wasn't like this was a Casper, Wyoming application,
right.
Random. This was known.
Yes. So I do, from a previous district, I had worked with Dr. Sarah Cacciatore, and so I know how she approaches teaching and learning and building some of those systems and putting quality resources in teachers' hands. And so I had a little understanding of kind of where she had taken things here at the district, and so I had trust in that. And just knowing, as I got to know some of the teachers, even just my onboarding, everybody was so kind and welcoming, and it was genuine, right? That was very genuine. It was very hometown. You can feel that, and so I think that was really helpful.
Let's take a second to shout out Dr. Cacciatore a little bit, because tomorrow we'll release to the public. So we're telling you when we tape this. We're revealing to the public our school designation, and I think Dr. Cacciatore should be very proud of the work, not only here, but all of our 75 schools, for some of the things that she's put in place instructionally. And so that is really important. They have a foundation of someone you can philosophically understand, but Dr. Cacciatore has built a lot of these structures, and so you kind of had a sense of that. So when she let you know what's going on, how did she explain what's going on in District 75?
After I was hired, we had talked in the interview. I was provided with some data, asked to take a look at it, explain like what I would do. And so afterwards we spoke a little bit more, like tell me more about this and where things are headed. And so I was able to learn about some of the foundational work and entry points for moving that forward. And so that was really exciting.
Yeah, it is, you can just feel that connection. Okay, so that's a little bit about how you came to be here, but before that,
another person.
Oh, another person.
So
yes.
Dr. Devlin was the interim principal here the year before I came, and I would say once I was hired, she started reaching out to me, sharing newsletters, sharing information. And so I will say, like, having transitioned in districts before, like this has been the smoothest transition that I've experienced, where I came in and felt knowledgeable a little bit, right? Again, you start in the summer, nobody else is here except for us. And so it's always a little strange, but I did feel like she brought me in as a member of the team right away. And so now that she's transitioned back to her role in the teaching and learning department and working with multilingual instruction, she's been a tremendous support.
And she says such a great warmth that this sincerity just bubbles out of her, so it's easy to understand why in talking to her you'd feel connected to this. So then I don't think people realize that the first day when staff come back for a principal or a superintendent is like a really big day. It's like
really big day.
It's Super Bowl.
It's like the kind where you can't sleep the night before.
No, totally. You cannot, because you're just so excited because you have so many goals and hopes and you want to make a good impression. So talk about meeting the staff and just kind of getting to know this Washington community, because when I came to Popsicles and Paletas, the whole parking lot was full of people just excited. So what have you learned about the staff and getting to know the community and all the parts of Washington? Because it's a complex thing. There's a lot of moving parts here.
And there's a lot of students, there's a lot of families, a lot of staff. During the summer, I offered staff opportunities to meet one-on-one, and I would say probably half, if not a little bit more, of staff took up that opportunity. And so that was just a great way to connect and meet people personally at a personal level before we jumped into all of the hustle and bustle of the school year. And so during the summer, Glenda and I put together a postcard that went to our students that introduced us, so that they could see us, get an idea who we are. And then we had the Popsicles event where it was also, like you said, it was very well attended.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
But who can turn down Popsicles or Paletas? And so we got to meet families there. And I'd say the greatest thing that I have learned is how much everybody truly cares and loves the kids.
That's so true.
And everyone is really focused on the right work with wanting what's best for kids, even if that means rethinking something that we currently do or how we approach it.
That's good. Well, what you just said was key to me too, because I had someone that I really trusted tell me there's a lot of people that say, oh, we love kids, but then their actions don't really always do that. But here, man, people, back to the kids. What's best for kids? Is it going to be a little bit more uncomfortable for me, but good for the kids? Okay, we'll do it. And it doesn't always work out that way when you hear people give that lip service. And I think that is what I love about this place too, is because people are really concerned about what we can do, and then that pulling together aspect. Because sometimes people are concerned, but they want to do it their way. They don't have a community viewpoint of this, and I love that Mundelein really has that feel. So, but you already knew that since you have been around.
I did. I knew a little bit about it, but I didn't know. So school districts are kind of, unless you're in them, it's really hard to know about them.
Understand the culture. So this winter and the spring, you will maybe be hiring teachers. Hopefully not very many. Hopefully we can keep everyone. But as they ask you, how do you describe Washington? What are you going to say to them as you have to explain this building you're being, or your vision for what this place is to become? Because we've had some awesome conversations about some of the things that you want to do here and your ideas, and it gets me really excited when I hear you talk about that. And that's part of what made me think a little bit about this opportunity to do that, is talk a little bit about where you see Washington going in the future, because I think that's one of your real strengths, is a vision and building plans and coordinated alignment to the things we talk about and do so that it can have a better effect on our kids?
That's a big question.
It is a big question.
I'm trying to think of the best way to start. I think that even in hiring new teachers, like at the end of the summer or looking forward going into that, when we talk to teachers, the biggest thing is conveying support, right? This is a supportive community.
Yeah.
We're here to support and help promote your own personal growth as a professional, as a human, connection to each other, connection to the kids. So really fostering that safe, supportive, and collaborative school culture. And there are a lot of things already in place here. Like I said, people care deeply, and now it's about building the system so that all of the care and energy that we put in is directed towards those things that like support everybody feeling that.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we're working on this year, looking to fully roll out and implement in the next year, is a school-wide system of expectations, so that across the building we are all speaking the same language using the CHAMPS framework. So CHAMPS stands for conversation, help, activity, movement, and participation.
Okay.
And so across the building in each classroom, students would have a common understanding that when they're in the hallway, their voice level is a conversation, like 1 or a 0.
Right.
And so it allows students to be clear on what's expected of them, allows teachers to teach behavior in the same manner across the whole building. And so for our students, we have these primary learners, right? Kindergartners. For some students, it's the first time they've entered school.
Yeah.
And so we spend a lot of time teaching them how to get ready for school and how to regulate their bodies, how to regulate their brains, and even how to be ready to learn.
Yeah.
And so by having predictable routines and expectations and providing students with rewards and celebrations when we're following those and we're demonstrating that growth, it helps them to be ready to learn a little bit sooner.
That's fantastic. I'm just imagining a teacher looking at coming to Washington and hearing that saying, yes, please help me be a part of that. Because I think that's what everyone wants, is some idea of kind of what are the structures and things we can all agree upon. Because a teacher's individual classroom is kind of their own arena. They are there. But we have some shared beliefs that make it easier for us to work together.
Yeah.
Is that the nature of everywhere you've been, where it's felt like together?
Yes. And so some of the work we've been doing since the year started in our staff meetings is creating shared values. So just defining like what are the 3 core things that we absolutely are non-negotiable about our school, that we want everybody to know, that we want to live. And so we want to bring those values to life in the work that we do moving forward. And so it's so important to have those not just be statements, but something that is actually accessible, tangible, and that we're living. So then when we are onboarding new teachers or we're communicating with the families in the community, it's clear like this is who we are, this is what we believe, and this is how we serve our students.
And important too that the kids can understand those values and see them like in the adults around them, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite interview questions is, what are your 3 non-negotiable beliefs about a quality education? And you don't have to answer that because it's not an interview, but I think that really is a revealing question. I think that's great that your staff is taking the time to really think about it, because I think that helps us secure ourselves in the things that we care most about and that we are not going to bend on. We may need to adapt some things with curriculum or routines or bells or coverages, but these are the things that we absolutely won't, and I think it's fair to profess to people.
And that is really like putting kids at the center of the work that we do, right? When we make decisions based on what's best for kids. And sometimes that's looking at data and our feeling, like what we see to be true, but it's always putting students first and believing that all kids can grow, because they can all grow.
The other part that I like about that, in addition to all kids are going to grow in your school, is that this isn't just, I think sometimes think, I'm a principal now, I come in and I'm going to make my stamp. It sounds like the participation and the discussion of this is just as valuable for you to learn about the people here and their values. You're not just coming in and saying, hey guys, the new sheriff is here, here's what we're doing. Because I think we've all seen that go the wrong direction.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't?
Nope.
No. So how do you think your teachers are describing you secretly in the teacher's lounge? They probably aren't doing that.
Hopefully they think I'm super funny. Some of the things that I've heard is they appreciate that we're present, and I do have a partner in crime,
Yes.
Glenda Juarez. She is my assistant principal, and I feel super lucky to have her as a go-to person. We work really closely together, and so I know teachers have been very, very excited that we are present, that we're supporting them.
Yeah.
We have time every week where teachers come together for collaborative plan time.
Oh yeah.
And so we've been utilizing that to really dig into our new math curriculum. The resource that we're implementing this year, we meet weekly, we look at where that's going, what kids need to know and do, and then teachers will bring back data samples and we talk about how the students are performing and what some next steps might be to differentiate instruction during small group time. And so those learning conversations are helpful, and it's great to bring a team together and start to build that collective efficacy that when we come together around student learning and, hey Corey, your kids did great, can you, like, what did you do?
Right.
And so some of the great things that we're sharing are ideas for centers and how to extend student learning or how to support skills and grasping those concepts.
Your last district was not a dual language district, was it?
Yeah.
It was?
It was, yeah.
Okay. So I think that's...
So we had dual language schools.
Oh, schools.
Yeah.
Okay, was your school?
My school is a dual language school.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was not an adjustment for you to
No.
understand the dual language happening side by side?
No, it's a
and value
different
that.
program model,
Okay.
and so that's always challenging. Every district kind of picks its own model. We were a 50-50 model. Here we are 90-10 in K1 and 80-20 in second grade, which is also tricky when students are learning to read and write, is making sure that we are providing that like critical foundational skill instruction in Spanish as a foundation, and then ensuring that students have an understanding of how to transfer those skills.
Yeah, the bridging.
Yeah, the bridging into English.
Yeah, it's so fascinating to watch, and just October is Principal Appreciation Month, and so it's not really why we're doing this. We're getting ourselves together, but I just want to express to you, as someone that did that job, my appreciation, and to all of our principals, both in 120 and 75, how valuable the role of the principal is, because you really are a person that has a lot of influence in the way things go, not only how kids are treated, but curriculum to lunch. I mean, every aspect of the. Do you ever think back on that? And maybe when you were, 14, you knew you wanted to be a principal, but how did you decide you wanted to be a principal? Because that's, I mean, I can tell you exactly when. Is because my old principal, Mr. Moore, I felt like he just was trying to make our high school unfun. So my mission was to be a principal where kids could have fun and learn a little bit. When did you make that decision that you wanted to be a leader in this format?
So when I got my Type 75, which was many years ago now, I don't even think they don't call it that anymore. It's a principal prep program.
Yep.
I went in wanting to be a curriculum director.
Oh, yeah.
And so my first role out of the classroom was as a literacy coordinator. And it was a great job. I loved it. I worked at a K-8 district, and my role was to work with principals in rolling out ELA curriculum. And that was building the standards for each unit, assessments, all of that good work. And in working with some of those principals, I got to watch the principal implement those plans. And I had this realization where I was like, oh, the principal is the one who's actually impacting the teachers, impacting learning. And I had this great opportunity as a coordinator to impact at the systems level, but not to really change what was happening at the building level. And so then I started looking, and I got my first AP job, and here I am.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The impact you're making on kids, though, is really rewarding, and I think that's different than a central office job like mine, where I know there's differences happening, I can see that, but it's not as tangible because you don't see kids as directly and immediately the effect of your decision, so you can really see that, and that's really rewarding. I think the principal job is hard, it's exhausting, you're always under scrutiny, but the rewards of knowing what you can do for kids, I don't know if there's a better job than that. I mean, it's fantastic.
Building the relationships, and that's something that I really love in K2. I loved it in K5. Just building the relationships with kids is so impactful, and it's great in K2. They truly just love you so much. I had lunch with some students last week, and it was great to have that opportunity to connect in a different way, like in a casual way. We ate lunch together, we talked about Halloween, and it's just nice to build relationships, because with that comes trust.
Yeah.
And when we build trust, then we are able to move things forward.
Yeah, well, the only downside might be is when Friday happens to be a Halloween, happens to fall on a Friday, so that's going to be a special fun day, right?
I mean, I'm excited for a Friday Halloween, because that means we don't have a day after Halloween candy day.
Good, true. Where the wrappers litter the floors and the sugar.
Kids are tired.
The sugar crashes. Yeah.
Huh?
So maybe that's all right. Maybe I'm looking
Friday
at
Halloween is okay.
I'm not looking at
it's
Friday.
Okay.
It's
nope.
when it's Monday or Tuesday.
In.
Oh, that sounds great.
Although I do have 5 13-year-old girls spending the night at my house on Friday.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Doesn't that sound exciting?
As a girl dad twice, that I know what you're in for there. That will be good. So these people that call you mom, what are they going to be for Halloween?
The oldest is a shark, and she's got a whole little group of sharks that are trick-or-treating together.
Fun.
The middle one is, where's the middle one? I don't remember. The little one is a butterfly, and the middle one is Taylor Swift.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there's no Travis Kelce walking around with her.
No, thank goodness.
Okay, good. We're not to that stage.
No, not yet.
I am now the point where my oldest two are both girls, and they both have these boyfriends that I was prepared to not like at all. But I ended up liking them both a lot. So it's like, oh man.
It's like family members now.
I get to know them. Yeah, it's good, and I think they're great. Well, for parents listening to this, if they want just to meet you, is that all right? How do they do that? Because that's sometimes they feel like, oh, it's the principal, I should leave her alone, right? She would never want to talk to me. Who am I?
No, I would love to. Actually, starting second trimester, I'll be adding something to the newsletter that is a way for parents to sign up and meet with me.
Okay.
If they just want to come in and say hi, if they want to come in and provide some feedback, or just share any thoughts that are on their mind.
Wow.
But starting second trimester, which would be, I think, the November 14th newsletter, there'll be a little section in there where you can sign up to meet with the principal.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't even know
It'll
that.
actually be called Pop-ins with the principal.
Pop-ins with the principal.
Pop-ins. I like alliteration.
Oh, it is good. I didn't even know that at all. So I'm in. I set you up real good there. Anything else I can set you up with news, things you're excited about on the horizon here at Washington?
We're heading into second trimester, which is crazy.
Yeah.
The first one flew by.
It's fast, doesn't it?
Days are long, the years are short, as
That's
the
right.
saying goes. But I think we're on a really great path moving forward.
I agree.
The other thing that we'll start seeing in second trimester are some student leaders.
Oh, okay.
So we have a team of teachers who are organizing a student leadership group. And
Very
so
good.
they will be helping to pass out Eagle Pride tickets in the hallway, at recess. They'll be helping in the library with the buses.
Wow.
And so just getting some of our second graders involved and taking more ownership over the school.
Wow. I actually just triggered a memory of me. Like in second grade, I remember that Miss Kennison nominated me to be like a classroom leader for something. I didn't know what it was. And I just remember being so honored by that and just taking that so seriously. I mean, there was not, whatever my job was, I think I gave out milk or something like that. We didn't have hot lunch all the time, but I remember taking that job really seriously. So it does instill characteristics, and you never know. You may be inspiring the next principal by these little leaderships. Because leadership really is a big thing in District 75. We talk about that a lot, so it's good to see that it's happening here.
And anyone can lead.
Anyone can lead from any position.
Yep.
I mean, we both have these formal positions, but we know that leadership and influence happens in a lot of ways in an organization. So, well, Lilli, I'm so glad you joined the same year I did, because we're going to have this journey together here in Mundelein, and just the way I see you and your staff grow, I hope it makes you proud. It makes me proud, and I just know that all the exciting things that you'll see coming out of the school are just going to be thrilling, and there's a bright future here at Washington for our Eagles. We're going to soar around. Have you worn the Eagle costume that I see over your shoulder yet?
So that's a separate costume.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Eagle.
Yes.
The Eagle it flies around, and it does come to some of our celebrations.
Okay.
So every one of our SIP days, we have an Eagle Pride celebration. And so at our last SIP day at the beginning of October, we played Loteria. It was Hispanic Heritage Month. So we did school-wide Loteria, and it was a ton of fun. And the Eagle came for that.
Really?
I took pictures with all the winners.
Wow.
And then our next SIP day that's coming up, we'll be doing a school-wide scavenger hunt.
Ooh, okay.
So we hope everybody
See,
comes.
this is what I'm talking about. Being a principal that's fun
It's
and
fun.
makes days
We get to have so much
that
fun.
you want to look forward to. But I've looked forward to this conversation. See, this wasn't painful. This was.
It wasn't terribly painful.
This
no.
was easy. But everyone, if you get a chance to meet Dr. Melamed, please stop by and meet her. Come by Washington. We're just so thrilled you're here. And we hope that in Learn Mundelein, our little podcast we're doing, you learned something, and you can wait for our next episode where we'll teach you even more about all the great things happening in District 75. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.